Hello, welcome to the Arcane Oracle podcast, and a very happy belated new year to you, dear listeners. May your 2025 be filled with joy, good health, and relentless good luck. If you are new to this podcast, hello, I am Elaine the Arcane Oracle. I'm a tarot reader and astrologer with more than 22 years of dedicated study and practice. Over the years, I have enjoyed the privilege of giving enlightening readings to thousands of clients. My intuitive gifts have helped countless individuals navigate the complexities of life, love, and destiny. My mission is to channel the energies and messages that are meant for you and to use my extensive occult knowledge to translate those messages the best I possibly can for you as the client with authentic, accurate, and affordable tarot and astrology readings. And my readings have become even more affordable for this holiday season running through the end of January. I have lowered the prices on all of my tarot and astrology readings for a limited time. Not sure when I'm going to end this promotion, so don't miss out on getting an authentic, accurate, and extra affordable psychic reading from an advisor you can trust, again, through the end of January. So check out my webpage at elainesarcanetarot.com, and you can also reach me directly by text at 765-739-0278. Again, that's 765-739-0278. And I want to give a big, heartfelt thank you to the Eye Opener Society, especially to our gracious hosts. Your support for my work truly means the world to me, and I appreciate all that you do for the Eye Opener community. And I want to thank you, dear listener, for sharing this space with me wherever you are. I am grateful to connect with you. So, without further ado, let's dive into the astrology of the full moon in Cancer on Monday, January the 13th, 2025. So, also known as the wolf moon, this full moon on Monday, January 13th is one of the most intense full moons of the year. This will fall in Cancer, the moon's home zodiac sign. The sign Cancer rules emotions, intuition, home, private life, all of that. And in astrology, these themes are the realm of the moon. Thus, the moon rules Cancer in astrology. The full moon will be at home in Cancer this month, and it will illuminate and magnify our emotions, our intuition, and our private lives, and our subconscious minds. Fun occult trivia. In the Rider-Waite tarot system, the astrological ruler of the High Priestess card is the moon. The High Priestess in the tarot represents secrets, intuition, psychic abilities, mystical experiences, and revelations of truths, all very on-point themes for a full moon in Cancer. When the High Priestess card appears as a time frame in a tarot reading, it usually represents a time frame of 28 to 30 days, or a lunar cycle. This Cancer full moon, I should say, will be all the more intense because she's going to rub up against Mars retrograde in Cancer. Mars is not entirely comfortable in Cancer. It's the fall sign of Cancer. So, and Mars is also retrograde. So this is going to make for some extra cranky, irritable energy during this full moon. And when the full moon and Mars dance together, it's usually awkward at best and volatile at worst. This energy might manifest as a burst of motivation or courage, but on the downside, it might entice us to become bossy, impulsive, irritable, or unwittingly selfish. To avoid the pitfalls of this full moon, try to give yourself plenty of space and try to slow down in general. By planning ahead and giving yourself adequate time in your daily schedule, you'll avoid falling into the frenzy, the rush, and the chaos that comes with full moon with Mars retrograde in Cancer. Also, be mindful that you are being reasonably considerate of others while honoring your own reasonable boundaries. This will help you avoid the sort of bubbling resentment that causes Mars-Moon style blow-ups in our interpersonal relationships. This Cancer full moon will also form a harmonious aspect with Uranus and Taurus. If you feel tempted into conflict or into losing your temper during this full moon, try pivoting your focus to a problem-solving approach instead. This full moon will bless those who seek solutions instead of fights. And some of us might stumble upon some wondrous breakthroughs and discoveries if we look outside of the proverbial box. If you've been seeking answers, this week might be the perfect time to put those questions out into your world and then sit back and wait to be amazed by the revelations that come your way. Finally, this full moon in Cancer forms an auspicious trine with mystical Neptune in Pisces. Make your wishes and set your intentions, because magic is in the air under this enchanted aspect. This is an excellent time to connect with your spirituality through practices like meditation, prayer, energy work, or through divination, such as tarot readings, astrology readings, tea leaf readings, on your own or with the help of a reputable psychic advisor. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Intuition and psychic senses will be supercharged under this energy. Many of us will surely have intense spiritual experiences one way or another under the influence of this trine. Now, finally, I just want to touch on something. Technically, this full moon is very loosely opposite Pluto. And this is interesting to me. Usually that loose of an opposition between the full moon and Pluto wouldn't interest me that much. But Pluto is in the first degrees of Aquarius. And I don't know if you've noticed lately, but it's sort of like the world's kind of going crazy. I think that Pluto making that historic shift from Capricorn into Aquarius, and Pluto being in the first or the most intense degrees, or some of the most intense degrees of Aquarius, has a lot to do with that. And this full moon is going to somewhat crash up against Pluto. I don't think that's going to go unnoticed. Now, I just want to mention something. The last time that Pluto was in Aquarius, mankind did not know that Pluto existed, let alone what Pluto represented in astrology. Pluto represents big transformations, big revolutions, big catastrophes, big events, power, the dynamics of power, wealth, like extreme wealth, that sort of thing. Now, the last time that Aquarius was in the first 2 degrees, or excuse me, the last time that Pluto was in the first 2 degrees of Aquarius was between 1778 and 1779. Okay, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's whenever the American Revolution happened, right? And specifically, that was around the time that the French-American alliance was formed. So it represented some serious shifts in world global politics, or in the politics of Europe. One of the most remarkable things that perhaps people back then didn't quite appreciate was happening was the birth of modern democracy, or democratic government, right? The idea of rulership by the people, the idea of rulership by elected powers, one man, one vote, all of that. Now, of course, I get it. I'm actually a big history freak myself, and I know that there's a lot of devils in those details whenever it comes to the idea of America as the great democratic experiment and all of that. I know there's a lot of complicating and complicated extenuating information with that. But one thing that we can't really deny after some 220 or more years looking back is that the American Revolution, and then later on the French Revolution, represented the shift of the Western world from the divine rule of kings into self-governance, into the people governing themselves by the people and for the people. Because, before those big events, those big revolutions, we lived in a world where we thought, in the West at least, that the only way to do government was to have kings, was to have a royal family, to have a divine mandate that God chooses different families, different social political groups to be the elite, to be the rulers, to be the ones who make the decisions for everybody, right? Now, it's an interesting thing about history is that it doesn't exactly repeat, but it rhymes. So I'll leave you with that, this is an interesting time in our own history. I can definitely feel that there's a lot of dramatic shifting going on, some of it out in the open, some of it hidden and concealed. But looking back at the last time we had Pluto in Aquarius, I think it might do a little bit to inform what is going on now. And I would also like to take a look at the Chandra symbol. Okay, I love Chandra symbols for Pluto and Aquarius at this time. The symbol is a woman strolling in a garden. She is unaware that she is being watched by elves. We adopt a split-screen mind when the outward frame of things seems so insistent that we must be reasonable and logical and make complete sense in a quantitative, functional way. But what happens is that the other side of our awareness, the outlawed side, gets very strong in the subconscious and stays alive. We can almost play it off in emphasizing our skeptical or worldly approach to things. But there is a joke to it. For you are aware of what you are not aware of. You are tuned into the very things you deny. This kind of edge hones the mind and the soul. It teaches invaluable lessons, not the least of which is to make way for the unknown while hugging the known close to you, knowing all the while how profoundly the unknown beckons. All right, and we're also going to take a look at the Chandra symbol for this full moon in Cancer itself. Okay, so this Cancer full moon is happening 24:59 by my chart that I'm looking at, which is the astroseek.com calendar for the full moon on Monday, January 13th. It's going to happen at 23 degrees 59. So that's going to put us in the Chandra symbols at 24. Okay, Cancer 24. A single crumbling Corinthian column. The inward temple held in tune, sitting in celestial juices, beheld by the gods as a pillar of light, defiant of time's cycles, invested with the life pulse immortal, as serene and effortless as it is constant and true, making way for what cannot be foreseen, and giving voice to a sensibility that is entirely pregnant with worlds within worlds held intact and offered up upon the altar of the world stage. That's beautiful. And that is the degree reading for this Cancer full moon. Okay, so now that I have done the collective reading for the full moon in Cancer, including those lovely Chandra interpretations for the current degree of Pluto in Aquarius, as well as the degree of the full moon in Cancer, I'm going to jump into the astrology readings and the tarot readings for each sign. So for you, Aries, this full moon in Cancer is happening in your 4th house of home, family, private life, and emotional well-being. And your tarot reading is what is being revealed for this full moon is the Queen of Wands. And she's telling you to let yourself shine this full moon. Now is your moment. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid of making waves. Don't be afraid of making a bit of a scene, of a fuss. This is the moment where you know what needs to be done. You can step into that leadership role and people are going to appreciate you for it. However, the advice for you, this full moon is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so although the Queen of Wands is telling you that this is your moment, you will be invited to step up, to shine, to show off your talents and skills, to take that leadership role. The 7 of Pentacles is reminding you to be strategic. Don't be in a rush. Don't get all excited and in a hurry. You want to take a good look at what you're working with and make the most of it. Okay. Also, you might need to reevaluate some things that you are giving your attention and focus to. Okay. Are you perhaps prioritizing things that don't really have reward, or they don't really pay off? Maybe you're entertaining one-way relationships, for example, or perhaps, you're spending more money than you really mean to by not really paying attention to where all your money is going month to month, for example. That could also apply to a work situation where, maybe you are giving something your best and it's really not giving good enough back. And that needs to be reevaluated, needs to be addressed. Perhaps it needs to be confronted. But again, you don't want to get into a rush. You want to plan it out. You want to make sure you understand what resources, advantages you have going for you and what risks you might be taking. That's the key word, is that you need to strategize. You need to plan this month, or this full moon, the next 2 weeks at least. Taurus, this full moon is happening in your third house. That deals with communication, neighbors and community, your daily habits, your transportation, perhaps. It might be time to tend to the maintenance on your car, or whatever your mode of transportation is. So your tarot reading for Cancer full moon is the theme, or the revelation that's going to be happening for you, is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is saying that, you're going to be busy, busy, busy. You're going to have plenty of things that you're working on. But the good news is that you are going to be noticed and appreciated for your efforts. You could perhaps be receiving some praise, promotion, or some other form of reward for efforts and hard work that you've put in recently. Okay. And the advice for you this month, or for the next 2 weeks or so, Taurus, is Four of Cups. Four of Cups is telling you to pay attention to what's got you frustrated. What has you feeling burnt out? What has you feeling lackluster and unmotivated? Really, because the Eight of Pentacles is a really good card for you for this full moon. It is showing you that you have that window of opportunity to show off a bit, to show off your good work, to show off whatever it is that you pour your love and your energy into, and that you have an opportunity to receive genuine appreciation and perhaps even some kind of reward for the work that you've put in. But the Four of Cups is saying that, you gotta use this moment as well to address and fix those things that give you a feeling of being stuck, of being emotionally exhausted or burnt out. And also interesting, but the Four of Cups is actually the tarot card that is associated with the moon in Cancer. So it could be that, hey, whenever you have moments over the next 2 weeks that are emotionally trying for you, that make you feel just burnt out and defeated, really dig deep. Look at the details in those situations. Do changes need to be made? Okay. Gemini, we've got the Three of Pentacles reversed as your, oh, pardon me, duh. All right, Gemini, forgive me. This full moon in Cancer is happening in your second house of personal values, incomes, possessions, and self-worth. So you might expect some drama or some revelations to come regarding those second house issues. Could be dealing with your money or with your personal values, your sense of self-worth. For your tarot reading, I was delivering prematurely there. We've got the Three of Pentacles reversed, which is saying that, this full moon might come with some drama, some difficulties associated with your workplace. That could also extend to like your schooling, if you're doing higher education, for example. Basically, it can translate into like professional networking problems, like problems with people that you work with or that you collaborate with. Could be that you are under criticism, that your work could come under fire. That criticism might be fair or unfair. But basically, I'm reading this as drama coming out of your professional life or out of your educational life, your projects, your self-improvement missions, okay? But the advice for you is the Magician, okay? So that would indicate that right now, the next 2 weeks, it might be good just to fly solo, to be a lone wolf, do your own thing, do your own work. If you want it done right, do it yourself. Of course, don't be antisocial by any means, because that could also feed into those Three of Pentacle reversed networking drama problems. But don't be too eager to jump into collaborations or networking or group projects with other people right now. The Magician is saying you've got what it takes. You've got all the energy, ambition, inspiration, and resources that you need to take care of business yourself. And that's what you should do. In fact, if you've been thinking about upgrading yourself in some way or upgrading your life in some way, the Magician is saying, as long as you can do it independently, go for it. Okay, Cancer, you've got the I did it again. Pardon me. All right, Cancer, you've got this Cancer moon happening in your first house. Okay, so you are the sign that is ruled by the moon. So this full moon in Cancer, it's going to be super influential and powerful on you, Cancer. So it's going to affect your first house, your self-image, your attitude, your approach to life, your appearance, and how you present yourself, okay? Now, your tarot reading is the Six of Swords. That will be your theme or what is revealed for this full moon. The Six of Swords is all about moving on. It's about onward and upward, okay? It's improvement circumstances, but it's leaving something behind. It's leaving something in the past. It's giving up on something, basically. And, winners know when to quit, contrary to popular belief. That's what the Six of Swords is all about. It might be time to look at moving on. That might be what this full moon in Cancer shows you, is that it's time to make a change. It's time to cut ties. It's time to let something go. And it's time to embrace what might be ahead of you if you move forward. And the advice for you this full moon over the next 2 weeks, the rest of January or so, is the Six of Wands. Focus on your wins. Even though the Six of Swords, it represents an improvement in circumstances, moving from something into something better. It's also bittersweet. It comes with a certain grief, with a sense of loss. And if you allow yourself to dwell on that, it's definitely going to be a more difficult, bitter experience than it has to be, Cancer. Okay, but the Six of Wands is telling you it's not all bad. There's some good things going for you. You've scored some wins recently. Focus on those. You will be winning. You will be seeing reasons to be hopeful. You will be receiving those bursts of good fortune, but you got to be patient. You got to try to think positive. Focus on the victories because they've happened. They're going to keep happening. Okay, Cancer? Leo, this full moon is happening in your 12th house. The 12th house is your private life, your mental health, secrets, subconscious, dreams, and your psychic experiences. So the full moon could be causing drama or revelations in those departments for you, okay? And your tarot reading for this full moon is the theme of this Cancer full moon will be the King of Pentacles. So this full moon will probably be coming with some revelations, drama, or challenges that force you to take responsibility, because that's what the King of Pentacles is ultimately all about. Whenever you take the responsibility for your life, you open yourself up to more privileges that way, basically, is the King of Pentacles message. You can have it if you're willing to work for it. So that's his message for you this full moon, Leo, is that, if you're not happy with your circumstances, what is in your power to control? Because it is your responsibility to change it if you have the power to change it in that case. That's the King of Pentacles message for you. So take a look at everything. Are you handling your responsibilities well? Because if you handle what you have well, if you handle your responsibilities well, Leo, that will make you more likely to receive more blessings. Okay? So take responsibility to receive more good fortune is the message of the King of Pentacles this full moon. And the advice for you of this full moon is very similar to that, the Page of Pentacles. He's a messenger, and he's basically coming with news that, if you're willing to try, you might get what you want. So Page of Pentacles can represent things like job offers or promotions. He could be bringing you some kind of extra income if you're willing to step up and take it. If you're willing to step up and take the responsibility, there's going to be rewards in it for you through the rest of January, Leo. Okay, Virgo. Gosh, man, I'm struggling this evening. Forgive me. This has been a rough new year. Virgo, this full moon is happening in your 11th house of public life, your social life, your networking, friends, and your higher goals. And the tarot reading for you this full moon is the Five of Cups. That will be your theme for this full moon. It will be what is illuminated this full moon. And the Five of Cups, it can be kind of a sad card. It comes with some sort of loss, some disappointment, some grief. Perhaps you could be feeling betrayed by someone that you care about this full moon. Or you might be having nostalgia. You could be having feelings of grief for things that you have lost. However, the Five of Cups message is that even in our darkest moments, there are still things to be grateful for. There are still things to love in this life. As long as you are alive, your life has purpose. And the Five of Cups is a constant reminder of that. So even though there might be some dark moments with this full moon, there might be some truly heart-wrenching moments for you, Virgo. And I'm sending love to you for that, because the Five of Cups is never an easy card to get. The advice for you is the Hierophant, okay? You do have a connection to spirit, to divinity, whatever that is for you. You have a connection to divine love, to eternal love. You have that spiritual connection all on your own. Sometimes we lose touch with it. That's okay. That happens. That's what life on this earth means. But you can always tap back into that, reconnect with that, get back into step with prayer, with connection to God. Meditate, forgive someone, or try to forgive if you can. Do something to help someone less fortunate, if that's what reconnecting with that spiritual essence means for you. Freshen up your altar if you have one. If you don't have one, set up an altar. Just lean into that spiritual connection, because that is the remedy for that sad Five of Cups energy, the energy of grief and loss and disappointment and betrayal. There is that spiritual connection that you can always tap back into. You are so loved, Virgo. Okay, Libra. This full moon is happening in your 10th house of career, life's calling, responsibility, authority, and legacy. So you might be seeing illuminations, revelations, or drama associated with your career, with your sense of vocation, with your personal responsibilities, or with authority figures. And your tarot reading for this Cancer full moon is the theme for this full moon will be strength. Okay, so that's what's being lit up for you, is strength. Now, this could be good or bad. This could be that you are rediscovering your inner strength somehow, that you are embracing your ability to be patient and your ability to be sensible and gentle even under harsh circumstances. But then again, on the other hand, strength could also just be testing your strength and your patience during this full moon. So I'm sorry, Libra, you might be dealing with some difficult people or circumstances during this full moon. However, the advice for you is the King of Swords. And Libra, the King of Swords is within your nature. The King of Swords is very fair, very fact-based, very reasonable. and very driven by information, not by emotions. Okay, so the King of Swords, he looks at everything from a pros and cons sort of lens. He looks at things dispassionately. He plans, and he sticks to the plan. He's very lawful. He's very rule based. Okay, so that is the advice for you to deal with, this full moon. If you find that your patience, that your nerves are being tested, take that King of Swords approach. Pace yourself. People have to be reasonable. You must be reasonable. You can expect other people to be reasonable. Give them a time frame and stick to it, or give boundaries and stick to those boundaries. Just, be impersonal. Don't bring emotions into it, because, they just make things messier, and you don't have to get emotional just because other people are. You can take that stoic King of Swords approach, and that will help you avoid any unnecessary stress and drama this full moon. Okay, so Scorpio, this full moon is happening in your 9th house. The 9th house deals with spirituality, with faith, with your philosophies, with foreign travels. And it can also deal with teaching and higher education and publication. Okay, so the full moon could be bringing revelations or drama regarding those areas of your life. The tarot reading for you, Scorpio, is judgment. Okay, that's what this full moon in Cancer is bringing, is judgment. And judgment in tarot can represent a momentous occasion. Okay, one of those situations in life where it marks a before and after moment. So you could be on the cusp or at the beginning of starting a new chapter in your life, for better and for worse. You could be leaving a relationship. It could be after a breakup, or it could be after quitting your job, or leaving a job on your own terms or not on your own terms. It could be whenever you become a parent, for example, or you move out of your parents' house. That's another judgment moment where you're marking a transition from the old into the new. Okay. So, a lot could be going on for you during this full moon. Also, this full moon could represent something of a reckoning moment, where you are finally getting the opportunity to come to terms with the past and get closure once and for all. The advice for you, Scorpio, is the 7 of Pentacles. It really does sound to me like, for many of you Scorpios, you could be encountering some big life moments, those big before and after moments, where you're being called upon to look at the big picture, to look at, you've invested a lot over the years, but what do you stand to lose if you continue to stick around for something that isn't meant for you? Or if you feel like you can't do the thing, whatever it is, you feel called to do a thing, but you feel like right now you can't. Okay, well, the 7 of Pentacles would be a message that, today is the beginning of the rest of your life. That, if you start now, you might get somewhere in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years. Where might you be versus if you put it off longer because things aren't right yet? Listen to that soul's calling. Take inventory of what resources and options you have available. If you feel called to do a big thing in your life, but you feel like you're just not ready, when are you ever going to be ready? But if you put it off longer, is that really a wise choice? No. So definitely don't stick around, or don't stick around just because you have stuck around. That's the first advice there. And don't wait for the right moment if your intuition is telling you that that's now. Okay, because if you're feeling that pull, it's probably real under this astrological energy. Okay, Scorpio. Now for you, Sagittarius, this full moon is happening in your 8th house of shared resources, intimacy, sex, marriage, death, and transformation, as well as the occult, paranormal experiences, and things of that nature. So this could be kind of a weird full moon for you. Now, your tarot reading, the theme for you, this Cancer full moon, is the 9 of Cups. Wow, that's great. Congratulations, Sagittarius. For many of you, there's a lot of good things going on for you right now. The Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment card. Okay, so it definitely means that your luck is good. So if you've been thinking about doing a big thing, this might be the right moment for you, Sagittarius. And also, you might be receiving some unexpected good luck from somewhere. The key to this is enjoy it, live it up, enjoy the moment, savor it, be grateful above all, because a grateful heart makes you a magnet for even more blessings. Okay. And the advice card for you, Sagittarius, is the Star. Gosh, this is your full moon, isn't it, Sagittarius? The Star is saying, open your mind, dream big, get inspired, make some wishes, set some intentions, because luck is on your side. Again, the Star is a sign of good fortune, of having like heaven's blessing. So this might be a very exciting rest of January 2025 for you, Sagittarius. Congratulations, you deserve it. All right, so Capricorn. Capricorn, this Cancer full moon is happening in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, transactions, business, and contracts. It could also relate to one-on-one client business relationships, business partnerships, as well as legal dealings. Okay, so this full moon could be stirring up a lot of energy or causing revelations or drama in the 7th house matters in your life. Okay. And Capricorn, your tarot reading, the theme for this full moon in Cancer will be the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, that's nice. All right. So the Ace of Pentacles is the card of earthly blessings. Okay. So something of material value is being offered up in your life. Okay. This could also, the Ace of Pentacles could also maybe be the beginnings of romantic relationship or commitment. That's a possibility. I suppose it could also be interpreted for some of you as the possibility of a proposal, of an engagement, to be married, things like that. But the Ace of Pentacles usually just means that there is some opportunity for benefit or for prosperity in your life. Perhaps this is the season. If you've been looking for a new job, you should get those applications and your resume out there. If you've been wanting to get promoted or increase your income, Ace of Pentacles says this could be your moment. If you've been looking to find a new place to live, perhaps even purchase a home or some other big ticket piece of possession or property, Ace of Pentacles is saying this is a good time, this full moon. It will favor you. This is your lucky time for money and possessions, as well as for committed romantic relationships, things of that nature. So if you've been, wanting to make a love affair more official, the Ace of Pentacles for you, Capricorn, could be saying that now is a good time under this full moon. For those of you that are single and looking, now might be the time to get out there and see if you make some connections. Okay, so the advice for you, Capricorn, is the Knight of Cups. Again, that's kind of a romantic card. So I would say that some of you are interested in matters of the heart this full moon. Go for it. Really, go for it. Just be honest and sincere. Don't be afraid to flirt. Don't be afraid to show affection or to be generous with others. Those of you in long-term committed relationships, yes, this applies to you too. Never hurts to go out of your way to show the person that you love that you really care. Get them a gift, do something thoughtful. Being willing to share yourself emotionally, to share your sincere feelings, to be vulnerable in that sense will do you good this full moon, Capricorn, and you will be rewarded for that. Aquarius, this full moon in Cancer is happening in your 6th house. The 6th house is all about health, service, your work, and your daily routines. So this full moon could be stirring up energy, revelations, perhaps even drama in those 6th house matters, okay? And Aquarius, your tarot reading for the full moon in Cancer, the theme will be the Nine of Swords. Okay, that's what's being revealed by this full moon. I'm sorry, Aquarius. The Nine of Swords says that this full moon could be coming with restlessness, with anxiety, with worry, could be coming with insomnia. Full moons often do that, unfortunately. Basically, your mind won't be at rest under this full moon for whatever reason. You will be stressed out about something. I'm sorry. However, with the Nine of Swords in the upright position, typically it's worse in your mind than in reality. So remember, if you worry before it's necessary, you're going to worry more than is necessary. So don't worry about things that you're not certain are true, or try not to. Try to be gentle with yourself. Be careful with your nerves. Try to get plenty of rest, or, do your best too. I know that full moons are not great, and the full moon in Cancer might really stir up insomnia issues for some people. But try to give yourself plenty of room to get adequate sleep, because, that will definitely, sleep deprivation will definitely trigger more unhealthy stress. So you don't need any more stress than necessary under this full moon. Take good care of yourself, eat nourishing foods, get privacy and solitude and rest if you need it. Engage in self-care, do things that make you feel happy and grounded, because just don't stress yourself out if you don't need to. Okay, Aquarius, you don't need the extra stress. Now, the advice for you is that Knight of Swords. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. That's some advice. Knight of Swords, and I just said Nine of Swords, as in 9 of Swords, is the theme, or what's going to be coming from this full moon, which might be, stress, drama, sleepless nights, anxiety, and the advice is the Knight of Swords, which I told you, take good care of yourself. Don't stress yourself out more than necessary. But at the same time, don't be afraid to cut people off, basically, literally, to head people off at the pass, to put your foot down and just declare your boundaries outright. You don't have to tumble down into conflict with them because they don't like hearing no. You can say, yeah, I said what I said, and I'm not discussing it further right now. Goodbye. And that sort of blunt, no BS approach is going to serve you well under this full moon, I think, because the rule is, you should take care of yourself, put yourself first, don't stress yourself out more than necessary. And that's probably going to mean shutting some people down. And that might make them mad, but you don't have to go to every fight that you're challenged to. You don't have to show up at every fight you're invited to. No. So anyway, Aquarius, just take care of you under this full moon. So Pisces, finally Pisces, this full moon in Cancer is happening in your 5th house. The 5th house is your house of fun, of entertainment, of creativity, artistic pursuits, romance, play, love affairs, and luck. Okay, so this full moon is doing you pretty good, Pisces. It might stir up some drama or some kind of weird energy in those areas, but with the 5th house, it's probably not going to be that bad, Pisces. So this could be a full moon for you getting out and cutting loose a little bit, blowing off some steam, having some fun. And your tarot reading for this Cancer full moon is, the theme will be the 6 of Wands. Like I said, it's happening in your 5th house. It's looking pretty good for you, Pisces. And the 6 of Wands is the card of victory and success. So this full moon is going to be revealing where you're winning in life. It's going to make it all the more likely that you are going to receive more blessings, more strokes of good luck, and wins. All right. And the advice for you under this full moon is the Page of Wands. So, yeah, it's good energy all around, Pisces. Get out there and have fun. Page of Wands says, play, enjoy yourself. Not all seasons in life are like this. So if this applies to you and you are feeling that devil may care fun energy, indulge yourself within reason. Don't take stupid risks, of course, but if you like to gamble a little bit, now's a good time. If you like to party and have some fun, now's a good time. Just, of course, safety first. If you want to explore some new passion, some new hobby, some new romance, now's the time. Don't be afraid to approach life with the enthusiasm, the excitement, and the innocence of a child, because the world is going to receive you with love. Okay, Pisces, many blessings to you, and many blessings to all of you who stuck with this podcast. I know that we kind of dropped the ball in January. Well, I did anyway. I can't speak for the gracious hosts, wonderful hosts at Third Eye Society. I Arcane Oracle, Elaine, I was going through some personal stuff over the holidays. It's just not my time of year, dealing with illness and blah, so I couldn't get like my usual January horoscope podcast up. I was bummed out about it. And I know that Gary and Hannah and everyone over at Third Eye, everybody was also going through their own challenges. And man, this is just a challenging time of year for some of us. I know it is for me. And I'm sending all of you so much love. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you so much. We are so glad we connected with you. And I want to give finally a big thank you to the Eye Opener Society, Third Eye family. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Gary, Hannah, Melissa, and all of you. I really appreciate you and all that you do for me and for our community. And again, finally, don't forget about my promotion, my sale going on over at elainesarcanetarot.com. If you are interested in getting a personal, authentic, accurate, and affordable tarot or astrology reading from me, now is a great time through the end of January. Scoot over there, take a look at my menu. I've got some readings and affordable prices for everybody. Okay, thank you so much and bless you. Bye-bye.